I'm Ronaldo Torres. This is Sheet Metal Workers on the Cutting Edge.
Big day here. We have a topping out party at AOL, Time Warner. What I'm told, it's the largest job in the world at the present time. Currently we have about 80 sheet metal workers here, give or take a few. Probably more coming down the road. It's very positive for me to see a project like of this scope in light of what happened in New York City over a year ago in 9/11. That Fortune 500 companies and big corporations still have confidence enough in New York to continue to locate here and build here. It's a vibrant city. I remember 20 years ago, 25 years ago, standing in Central Park when an old New York Coliseum was on this site, and we were trying to get this project to go then. It met a lot of resistance from the environmentalists and different things like that, but it was a prime site for office space and residential, and after a lot of years of pushing to get it done by the building trades and the different unions and the developers, we finally have the project going. It's a whole lot nicer than the old New York Coliseum was on this site, providing a lot of jobs for construction workers in the area, building trades, area standard paid construction workers, and it's great for New York City and it's great for our industry. And you know, I played a little part of it in getting this thing here along with a lot of other people, and we're glad to see it here. And right now you can see many of our workers in different trades getting a lot of hours of employment, jobs being built union, it's being built well. In spite of an economy in the city that's not doing that well right at the moment, and I believe it will come back very soon. We have a project like this going. There's a lot of other big jobs like this scheduled to go into our area. You know, we're hoping too that the 2012 Olympics come here, and that the industry and business wants to stay in New York, and it looks like when you see a project like this that they do. And you know, the future looks good for us.
Solidarity today, solidarity tomorrow, solidarity forever. Solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong.
To give you some type of scope on the work that the local 28 sheet metal worker does, as you can see the machine room here, very large. You can follow me in here. Just to give you an idea of some of the equipment that we handle and install, size of the blowers that we have installed here, the eliminators, sound eliminators for vibration. It's a tremendous piece of equipment, and there's hundreds of these on the job right now, and a lot more coming. Off the blowers, over here you can see we have sound traps that deaden the sound, that come off the fan, insulated inside, perforated sheet metal on the outside. All of these things here, the sheet metal worker fabricates and installs, with the exception of the fans. The dampers we also fabricate in our production shops, and we install. Moving over here in the back there, extremely large casing. There's going to be another unit coming off of that eventually when it'll get here, but also which will tie into the riser shaft going down. And we're on the 23rd floor, so it'll go down as well as up. Just to give you another idea, the other different size fans that we install, blowers, you can see the dampers inside, all automatic louver dampers, hand operated as well. Again, hundreds of these on the job. Local 28 sheet metal workers installed all of them, handled all of them from the truck, delivery, and installation. Also, some of the riser duct that's going to be installed here. Give you an idea of the size of it. 52 by 86. So, I mean, just giving you the idea that the size of the job, the size of the ductwork has to match. The amount of air that is going to be pushing is a tremendous amount. Over here we have more round pipe. There's an electrician. How you doing, brother? Also more dampers. Here is a tremendous sound trap, round pipe. we make this in our shops. Everything here we make. I like to think of the local 28 sheet metal workers as the last of the skilled trades. We design, fabricate, deliver, and install everything we do. No other trade out there does that. But local 28 still secures all of that work. Just to give you an idea of the vertical transportation that's been used here, the ramp is 110 feet long from the Alamac car to the building. It's never been done in the city of New York, according to Local 1. And here comes some sheet metal workers now. Richie?
How you doing, John?
How you doing, fellas? A couple of plumbers. All right, building trades people working. And like I said, the ramp is 110 feet from the Alamac car to the building. Never done before. It's big. And like everything else on this job, it's a monstrosity. It's tremendous. It's a tremendous job, as you can see by the cars going up and down. Okay. This is one of the many stairwells that I travel up and down every day. I lost about 20 pounds on this job since I started a year ago as a steward here. Many of the staircases run up. There's 80 elevator shafts in this building. I don't know any building or anywhere in the world that has 80 elevators. If you come in here, follow me into the machine room. Give you an idea, the scope of the machine room. Here's one of the trunk lines that we run that come off one of the units.
Ties into that, it makes a turn, it comes in this way, and I believe it comes across.
Here's this is the shaft that I told you from the casing upstairs. It goes down 23 stories. Some of the black iron ductwork, it's all welded by certified welders, sheet metal workers, all done by Local 28. Over here is one of the more impressive things in this machine room. Eventually there's going to be a casing wall here. And if you take a look through here, you can see the sound traps that are going to come off the louver, which eventually is going to be installed. It's just tremendous. Again, the side of the damper. Excuse me, the other side of the sound trap, we have many dampers here, automatic louver dampers. If you come in here, also made by the sheet metal workers, Local 28. If you get a
28
shot of this sticker over here, you'll see we make everything, install everything. Last of the skilled trades. Here's another impressive shot. If you can take a look at the size
everything
of the
is
damper.
big in the machine room.
Everything is big. Handles and pushes a lot of air.
And if you bang into something, it hurts. It hurts.
Transportation that brings the members of Local 28 to their floors, to where they work. And on a beautiful fall day, the day we had our topping out ceremony here, and I'm proud to say we've had nothing extensive as far as injuries to the sheet metal workers because we work safe. We work like you're supposed to work. Hard hats, goggles. We've only had two.
Off of this?
Excuse me?
Can you get blown off of this?
Yes, you can. Yes,
Really?
you can. Yes, you can. But as I can, is we still rolling?
Yeah.
Good. That's nice. Because I was on a roll. Anyway, we've had very little injury, minimal injuries on the job. Maybe a few scratches, a couple of bruises. The sheet metal worker, Local 28, we work safe. We have safety programs, safety meetings once a week. I give them. We talk about things on the job, safety hazards, tripping hazards, falling hazards, fall protection. anything that you can imagine that would injure anybody, not just a sheet metal worker. Talk about the trades around us if they're working unsafe. They inform me and we try and straighten out the problem. But by and large, the building trade sheet metal worker, on this job, we've only had a broken pinky, which was a freak accident, and somebody got a cracked tooth. Other than that, I'm here 1 year and 2 weeks, and that's the extent of the injuries. Maybe a couple of scratches or cuts or something like that, which is, of course, being a sheet metal worker, you know, you toughen up and you get callous, but accidents happen to everybody. So that'd be the extent of our injuries. Hey, listen, we're filming the show here, and I praise Local 1 and the vertical transportation that takes us to and fro.
I'm glad you met both Local 1s at that time.
I'm Ronaldo Torres. This is Sheet Metal Workers on the Cutting Edge.
By Local 28 sheet metal workers. Different collars off the trunk lines that'll distribute the air. This is all part of the Jazz Center. Jazz at Lincoln Center is here. It's just two different projects, one inside the other. I like to call it the yoke of the building. It goes from 5th floor to the 11th floor. That's the Jazz Center. You can see how they have like a separate mezzanine level here. This will all be for concession. The penetrations in the steel up here for future use of ductwork that's going to come out and supply the air for this, like a banquet area. And just to give you another idea of the different stuff that we do, the different veins that are sent out, KD, knocked down, and we fabricate on site, knock them together. Slips all around, fastened together, installed, connected with carriage bolts, with gasket, which is placed here. Other connection is a duct-made frame that'll also made up to the TDC connection, and the different transitions that we make that the draftsman will pick off and basically design everything. We do it all. We have the best draftsman in the industry, absolutely, hands down. This machine room was done just recently and capped off, ready for future use. The plastic, we plastic everything off for mold, dust, anything that might fly in there to create any allergens or any disease, airborne carrying diseases. We protect everything, so our product, when it's ready to go, it's ready to go. And being the fact that it's Jazz at Lincoln Center in the theater, they're really concerned about air movement, sound from air movement. There'll be different panels, casing panels here also built. Possibly, I think the walls are going to be lined with metal, maybe, not sure. That's up in the air right now. But you can also see some of the units that we installed, we delivered in composite crew with the steam fitter. Still awaiting the final tie-ins. Again, you can see the plastic until that comes. When they're ready to start the units, I'll bump them. Duct lift helps us get that monster duct in the air. And over here is another fan, more fans. As well here, you see again, more plastic. Indoor air quality. Big. It's big now in the city of New York. Positive return. You're starting to see a lot more of that now. People don't want to get sick, building sickness, you know. Becoming more and more an issue in the city of New York. And I'd like to see it become more of an issue with the schools and all buildings. If you take a look here, some of the risers up on top here that are fed from the basement. This is all base building ductwork here. On top of that, there's inline fans. They're about 4,000 or 5,000 pounds, and they sit on eliminators. Over here, this covered with insulation, silver lining, that's a black iron. That's actually black iron kitchen exhaust. You can see the clean out door. Clean out door for the grease. This was installed by Blue Diamond Sheet Metal. All local 28 sheet metal contractors. Happy contractors. We're heading now. We're going to go into the theater area. The theater area is pretty impressive. There's not many theaters being built new anywhere. A lot of them being renovated, but nothing really being done brand new. And it's one of my favorite parts of the project. Here's a handicap ramp for wheelchairs. Also looking down the hallway, Tim, you can see all the branch ductwork, the duct lines. This all was done by Delta Sheet Metal. Taken off. Make your way on up into the theater now. Now, wow. I can only imagine the sound that eventually is going to come out of this theater with Wynton Marsalis, and I don't know if you're a jazz fan, Ronaldo, but I am.
Well, I've heard of him.
It's a whole family of Marsalises. And
He's a New Orleans guy.
that's right, he's a New Orleans guy. That's right. If you look, if you look into the vast scaffolding up there, which is a temporary scaffold, as well up above us, there's some decking that's all temporary. This is where all the seating is going to be. The orchestra pit, conductors, sound, light people. You can, if you step off here, and you can look back up at the seating. It's just a tremendous, tremendous theater. Back behind the scaffold, you can see the curtain wall, the shear wall. That's 3 feet of concrete, reinforced concrete, all for sound, so they won't hear any outside sound. You'll only hear, the music in here. All the steel behind it and all the steel around us that's sitting, that the concrete structure is sitting on, is all on rubber eliminators, which carries the rest, believe it or not, carries the rest of the load of the building, which is a tremendous, tremendous thing to see, because I've never seen any eliminators that big. Solid rubber eliminators that really carry the load of the pedestal here before the concrete towers go up. So it's really something else. There'll be a lot of ductwork in here. Also Delta Sheet Metal.
So they haven't even started the ductwork here yet. This is still...
This is all pending. This is all coming, bro.
It's all coming.
IAC's making the sound panels. IAC's going to make a lot of sound panels here for the ceiling and the walls. IAC creates the industry standards for sound panel. Anybody that refers to sound panels refers to IAC, also one of our production shops.
Solidarity today, solidarity tomorrow, solidarity forever.
Solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong.
One day I'll play here. What? I don't know. I'll sing maybe. Nah, we'll see. Jambalaya and a crawfish pie. Me oh my oh. Son of a gun, gonna have big fun on the bayou. Okay, this is also another lobby area before the theater. I'm sure there'll be a lot of concession area here. There's a tremendous amount of walk-in boxes, also to work with the sheet metal worker. And this is another theater here. A smaller theater next to the one that just came in, that we just came through. And you can see all the duct penetrations, the ductwork coming out of the wall off the risers that we just saw in the last machine room we were in. All feeding this area, positive and return. And up on top, if you take a look at the deck up top, that's a future skylight. also done by the sheet metal worker. Down over here is a glass sloping wall. The glaziers have that work, that's their work. And all duct penetrations again. I'd like to show you something, that some of the conditions that we have. Hey Mike, shut the hell up. You want to get him on camera? Send you over to 300 Madison. They'll kick your ass, my guys. Anyway, one of the better things about being a sheet metal worker is not having to worry about conditions and fighting for them all the time. You get it every 3 years. We go through a collective bargaining process and we negotiate a contract. One of the things that I'm proud to say, when I go into work every morning, I have a place to change my clothes, to feel comfortable, warm, put dry clothes in here, clean clothes, and basically it's called a shanty. But it's a place for the men to go to where they can change their clothes, eat their lunch, bring their tools at times, and again, like you say, it's made out of metal. Also made by the local 28 sheet metal. A lot of them are made out of wood. We make ours out of metal. We have a time before work, coffee breaks at times, also at lunchtime, to go here and after work change your clothes and go home like a human being and feel like, you know, there is separation between work and home. More trunk line, also Delta sheet metal. A little Fleetwood Mac on the radio. You notice the radio is not that loud for safety reasons. Also more duct work, more branch duct. That's Adam Mantell.
How you doing?
Sheet metal worker, journeyman.
Good union, brother. Joey, you want to give me a hand? Pull this away, I'll crank it up.
Get close to them so they can hear.
Yeah.
Come on, you want you on TV.
Come on, Joey.
You don't want to be on
All right.
Come on, hold it.
You don't want to be on camera. Roll it. Let's go. Fuck it. Hold on.
Gotta get my eye protection on.
He's not going to do it by himself.
Lift it or what?
I can go up a little.
This is the supply riser, right, Adam?
Yeah.
Also feeding the jazz area with air. I'll give you a hand here. Hold it. Go down. Down.
Come for the front here, John.
Huh?
Right from the middle.
Let me give you a hand here.
How does our shop's doing here? Help me out. That's good, John. Let it go.
All right. Swung into place.
That's how it's done.
We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved. 2000 and beyond, our union standing strong, with dignity and pride in the work we do. And though the road ahead is long, we move today as one into the future, 2000 and beyond. We organize our industry by being